Did you vote for Trump last time?
Yes, he's a good person.
Yeah.
He better 4 years. That better.
Are you happy? Do you think he's doing a good job or not really?
No very good. Make every food go up. Okay. You see now the eggs very expensive too.
So you're not happy with him because prices are going up?
Everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You voted for Harris?
Yeah.
So we're here at Eden Center. This is really the heart of the Vietnamese American community in Northern Virginia. And we've been talking to business owners and customers to get a sense of how they feel about the first 100 days of the Trump administration. And what's clear is that the community is quite divided.
So I voted for the Democratic candidate. Yeah.
Kamala Harris?
Yes.
And can you tell me why?
I believe in honesty, I believe in credibility,
The shop owner across the hallway was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. So, you see that all around you here, right?
Yeah. We're good neighbor. I like him a lot.
Vietnamese Americans tend to lean more Republican than any other Asian American group. Part of that is rooted in the fact that the older generation of Vietnamese refugees that came to the U.S. after the Vietnam War, many of them associate the Democratic Party with communism.
I escaped my country because of communism in my country. After the 1975, right? Henry Kissinger, they sell my country.
What's up, everyone? Let's talk about why so many Vietnamese immigrants defend the wrong side of America, even though this current political party is clearly in the wrong. It's not just politics, it's trauma, conditioning, and survival mentality. Most of our parents and grandparents came here as refugees. They survived war, communism, dictatorships. In those systems, speaking up could get you locked up or killed. So when they got to America, they were taught and they learned to stay quiet, to be thankful, and do not ask for more. A lot of that American core and I only love America in my heart rhetoric, that's not real patriotism. It's fear. Fear that if they criticize the US government, they'll lose the little safety that they have. They're afraid that pushing back might lead to instability, just like where they ran from. This country constantly tells immigrants to be thankful and grateful for what you have or go back to where you came from. So now, many immigrants have to prove their gratitude by staying silent, even when injustice is happening right in front of their eyes. Gratitude becomes a weapon to keep people quiet. They were taught that freedom means you get to live here, but real freedom means you can speak, protest, organize, and criticize for what is right.
Okay, so I had to take down a video yesterday because context is key here. And I was responding to a comment that people weren't clicking on and reading. The comment was asking, how could any minority group vote for Trump? And I have some theories as to how Asians, my community, voted for Trump, not en masse, not as a majority, certainly not, but some Asians did. And I know that a lot of it has to do with assimilation and proximity to power. I know a lot of it has to do with being a model minority and separating ourselves from Black and Latino people rather than working together. Growing up in the 80s, we're told that we were the model minority. And that came from a Time magazine cover article that we saw everywhere. It literally said model minorities and pictures of Asian kids. Okay? So that was sort of what we grew up with. Now, my family, Jesus-loving Democrats, did not impose that idea on us that we were better than other races. Certainly not. We never have voted Republican either. My family has always voted for Democrats. But some Asians do see us as being better than Black people and Latino people. Not all Asians. Some Asians believe that and believe that we are close enough to make up for any differentials in society, and we don't want to be different. Number two is we are susceptible to culty leaders. If you notice, a lot of cult leaders are actually Asian men. And three, we are down with the patriarchy. So we grew up in a lot of patriarchal societies. And since Trump and Republicanism really represent the patriarchy, I can see how that's a draw. So there's these factors, like assimilation, the model minority, needing a strong culture, like strong culty type leader, like that all makes sense to me. And so I don't think we're immune to those factors. Like, I think that for the majority of us, yes, we voted for Kamala, of course. But a few of us see the proximity to as being the only thing that matters. So you say, oh, you're voting against your interests. Well, think about what those interests are.
And that's exactly the point. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. All credit goes to the creators in these videos. The truth of the matter is that when people think about Asian Americans, most of them believe that they all vote Democrat. But that's not always true. Vietnamese Americans, right, especially the older ones, they really tend to move towards being conservatives, right? So, and it goes back to history because after the Vietnamese War, many of them fled communism and they came to the US. And for them, communism is not just an idea, it's something they lived through, right? So when Trump spoke about, being tough against communism and especially against China, many Vietnamese Americans felt he was protecting freedom. And Trump also pushed, this image of being a businessman. And for Vietnamese families, right, they built small shops, salons, restaurants, they're business people. So this idea made sense to them because many of them told themselves that, oh, if he can make money, he can help us too. But not all of them agreed because the younger generation of Vietnamese Americans, those that were born, those that were raised in the US, they don't feel that same fear of communism, right? They tend to lean towards Democrats, right? Caring about issues like healthcare, justice, and all of that. So inside the families, right? That's why in this video there was a lady that said, oh, her parents are leaning to, can somebody cancel her parents' votes because her parents are Republicans and she's leaning towards the Democratic side. So you see real political debates between parents and kids in the families. Guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section because this ideology of which they voted for Trump is not what is playing out now. You saw the video of the other guy that is saying that he said price will go down, everything up. Everything up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys.
So everyone's talking about the black men who are voting for Trump and how disappointed they are and Latinos voting for Trump and they don't understand it. You know what no one's talking about are the Asians voting for Trump. And there are a lot of Asians voting for Trump, which is so weird to me because while he was president, after COVID hit, he said all this racist stuff in connecting Asians to COVID. He called it, I'm not even going to say what he said because it's so racist, but his language caused a rise in hate crimes against Asians, like violent hate crimes. Yet a majority of Asian people are still voting for him. And I do not understand that. I do not. He will give you nothing. And his economic policies are trash.
Really be your own people, and that is the hardest truth that I had to swallow this year. Vietnamese Americans are the only Asian ethnic group that is majority Republican.
Desperately asking for everyone's help to cancel out my parents' votes. Because unfortunately for me, I am an only child, and double unfortunate for me is that my parents are both Trump supporters. I know. And there's two of them and only one of me, and that's really, really tragic. And do you know how terrifying it is walking downstairs, seeing my parents watch this Vietnamese man with a MAGA hat talking about how Trump is gonna take down China? Girl, they cannot tell the difference between us. We are all Chinese to them. So it's really funny to me, in a funny, terrifying way, that they don't see that they're rooting for their own demise. And I don't know how many fights I have to start at Thanksgiving dinner for them to finally understand. So please go vote. Thanks.
A group of us, like about 30 people, we come here to support Trump. Trump, I know you work for the country. Somebody don't like love a country, they hate you. Even you stop, you're not president, I try to put in the jail. Everybody know that's just the setup, okay? Don't worry, we behind you. And never give up, Mr. President Trump.
Never give up. Now, looking at the bigger picture, Vietnamese Americans were not the only Asians that voted for Trump. We have Filipinos, we have Koreans, and even some Chinese Americans that gave him support. And their biggest reason was the economy. Because many Asian Americans, we know they run small businesses and they are good with it, because they felt Trump's talks about lowering taxes, fewer rules, and all those things. They felt it was good for business, okay? And some Asian immigrants are more traditional, okay? They felt uncomfortable with some of the Democratic Party's focus on maybe social issues, and they felt as if, oh, Trump's stricter, stronger style was better. And guys, let's not forget about media, because in many Asian communities, the news spreads on apps like what's the name of that app they use again? WeChat, family Facebook groups, and a lot of all this content, guys, leans towards conservative, right? So all these reasons make it look as if Trump was a better choice. Guys, I need to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think all these reasons are justifiable, right? Do you think it's enough? Oh, maybe they didn't know better. Oh, maybe this and that, even though they still voted against their self-interest. Maybe, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you
There's
think?
a really interesting reason why so many Viets are huge supporters of Trump. And compared to other Asian American groups, Viets are the ones who are most likely to be Republican-leaning. In fact, according to the Pew Research Center, roughly 51% of Vietnamese register as Republican, while only 42% register as Democrats. And this number is even higher when you take a look at older Vietnamese voters, where they register Republican 68% of the time. And there's a couple of cultural as well as historical reasons why Viets love the Republican Party as well as Trump. And one reason why Trump is so popular in Vietnam as well as in America within the Viet population is simply because of how tough he is on China. In fact, Vietnam is one of the few countries in Asia that directly challenge China's maritime exercises. And the people of Vietnam really resonate with Trump's anti-China rhetoric. In addition to this, nationalism is also something that's celebrated in Vietnam. For example, Vietnam is a small country that's been able to fight off powerful armies from China, France, and even the United States. And Trump's message of Make America Great Again is something that resonates with many populations of the Viet community. And because of all these things, there's an incredible outpour of support in Vietnam as well as in America within the Vietnamese community.
Hello Vietnam, tôi là Tên Quỳnh ở Mỹ mấy chục năm. Hôm nay tôi có tiệm phở và tôi là rất là thích người Việt Nam và tôi thích Donald Trump, President of United States. I like him and he does a lot for Vietnam and for American people. I love him. I love Trump. Here for Trump. I really want him to do something for Vietnam.
And tell them what you see coming down the road with America and Vietnam.
America and Vietnam shall be together and make Vietnam go up. Thank you.
Guys, this was probably the funniest of the videos for me, because it was this make Vietnam go up, and I'm like, up to where? And even the reporter was like, very good, but I mean, what was he supposed to say? Go up to where exactly? Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because the question I want to ask today is that, will the younger generation completely change Asian American politics, right? Or will history and tradition and beliefs keep pulling some back towards conservatism? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.